My family pulled a prank on me on Christmas despite my wishes, so I took back my gifts.
You're all getting cold.
Yes, you're getting
Naughty
cold
children.
and a stern talking to.
And a Claire.
Okay, in the past couple of years, I started making good enough that I bought a house, and I still have plenty after the monthly bills. My family have all been pranksters, and at times entitled, my entire life. But Christmas Eve, they took the cake. I was no contact with them for years, but they convinced me to reconnect after I moved closer. They got you with the swisheroo.
They got you.
And by the way, this comes from user NoCustard1940 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So for gifts, I got them all good stuff like tablets for the kids with built-in DVD players, sports memorabilia and camping stuff for my dad, brother, and uncle, specific antiques, jewelry, and appliances for my mom, sister-in-law, and aunt. I brought my girlfriend with me, as what little family she has is horrid. She was delighted to spend Christmas Eve with my family. Everything was going smoothly, and I warned my family no pranks on me or my girlfriend at all. They swore none would happen, but they couldn't resist. We got attacked by silly string from multiple fronts. That stuff reeks, and it gets everywhere. Somehow we powered through that. But then came the gifts. I wasn't expecting much, but none of them even tried. I got dollar store cooking utensils, a pair of insanely ugly holiday socks that I confirmed were also from the dollar store, and a pink hat. And that was just from my parents. They all kept stickering and recording me as I unwrapped random junk, one being a used mirror to a car I no longer own. And the one gift there to my girlfriend was a bottle of fart spray, which low-key is hilarious, but we'll move on from that. I told them I'd had enough, and they'd agreed to no pranks. Long story short, they weren't just gag gifts. They were the only presents there for us. I had enough and just started gathering up all the presents I'd bought. They all freaked out and demanded I give them back. I told them all that they didn't change one bit and they could kiss all of that stuff goodbye. We bagged everything and stormed out. The family keeps calling and messaging me that I'm being greedy. I can't take a joke. They can't think of anything to get me. The kids are crying. I don't need to go on. Am I the a-hole? I've refused to return any of the presents. I know we said no pranks, but we gave you fake gifts, and now here's your real gifts.
Yeah, but to get you trash and then to be like, I pranked ya.
After what they did at Christmas, humiliation forced family to give me a massive apology. My girlfriend recently saw my original post read on YouTube and asked that I update it here. I previously posted in another subreddit about what my family did to me on Christmas Eve. Back at work, word of what happened with my family spread around the office when it shouldn't have. I talked about it just to one friend at lunch a few days after making my first Reddit post, and the office gossip just happened to be hiding nearby, listening to every word I said. Within days, it was all over the office, and someone in the office was apparently social media friends with my brother. In short, my family found out about my Reddit post, and they went off about how they thought I was a brat who couldn't take a joke. I told them the 400, not the a-hole comments said otherwise. Then they tried to say I didn't tell the truth. I asked them to read the post over the phone and tell me what was the lie. Well, their recollection was suddenly quite bad because I made it clear every detail was on point. I even still have the messages from them confirming numerous details. They tried gaslighting, but I was not having it. I was never going to let them try to rewrite history again. My mother resorted to crocodile tears and guilting, but I called her and my father out as self-serving narcissists who play favorites and would rather make me the bad guy so they wouldn't have to feel bad about themselves. They didn't deserve to berate me or cry for sympathy when they were complicit in my misery since childhood. Then I hung up on them. They tried calling back again and again, but I refused to pick up and I deleted all of their voicemails, but I kept the text just in case I'd need to go to a lawyer. More people in the extended family were made aware after links to my Reddit account got around. Initially, some sided with my parents and brother, but quickly switched sides when they saw the writing on the wall. My parents then tried to turn my brother into the new scapegoat for the situation since it couldn't be me, and then it turned into a chicken fight. After about 2 weeks, my parents showed up at my door to try to get me to talk to them, but I refused. I found out later that other relatives called them 50-plus-year-old children, and they owed me a lifetime of apologies. That's gotta feel good.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
The vindication
thank
from
you.
the rest of the family.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, because the rest of the family must have been getting the fart spray prank gifts too, and they're like, I'm sick of it.
Yeah, like, we're so sick.
I've been getting those fake poops on my car for years. I'm done.
Fake poops and fart spray only works the first 20 times. But after that,
I've been sitting on whoopee cushions every day of my life.
My brother apparently doubled down that what they did was funny and refused to admit any wrongdoing, but his wife and even his own kids were furious at him. He was made to delete the videos he recorded of me at Christmas by the rest of the family, and he blamed me for it because I ruined his best prank yet. My sister-in-law ended up smacking him and calling him a man-child and then saying she'd never been so humiliated to be his wife. She was apparently unaware of what my family put me through growing up until the Christmas prank, because I'd hardly seen her before cutting contact with my family. Then she gave him an ultimatum: marriage counseling and a sincere apology to me, or she would leave him.
Whoa!
My brother stubbornly refused, and his wife took the kids and left for a few days. Oh my God. He then came to my house while intoxicated and yelling that it was all my fault and I was a baby who couldn't take a joke. Then he started demanding I talk to his wife and fix things.
Oh my God. Who is
Can
this
you
man?
imagine blowing up your entire
And then blaming
life
someone
over
else?
a bad prank?
And also, you're given the chance to be like, hey, go apologize. Everything's fine.
Yeah, just
Counseling.
apologize and let's do some counseling. And he's like,
no.
you guys just aren't seeing
He's like,
the
you don't
vision.
understand art.
If you're not going to support me on my journey to the MLP, you can ML leave, dude. Okay? Don't let
If
the
you
door
can't
hit you.
support me at my
Oh.
best prank, you can't be there for me at my really, really good pranks.
Oh my God, wait, but she's taking the kids so she got in the Tahoe and she left. I didn't think she was going to do that.
I thought that was a prank.
Oh, dude, I thought maybe she's meant. Oh, you know what? Yeah, she's pranking me.
She's pranking me.
Yeah.
She's pranking me.
Okay. I had to call our parents to come get him before I had police take him away. They showed up mortified and screaming at him to shut up. After a few more days, my parents begged me to come over and speak to them. It took me a while to agree, and when I did, my brother was there with them looking like a kicked puppy. His wife had actually gone to get a consultation from a divorce lawyer, and my brother finally realized that this was not a prank, bro. And unless he acknowledged he was a massive a-hole, his life would be ruined. His wife did come back for the sake of keeping the kids in school, but even after months, my brother is still in the doghouse. My brother and parents apologized and admitted they never expected me to show up with such nice gifts and figured I wasn't likely to bring anything since I hadn't seen them in years. And they'd pranked me so much that it finally clicked with them why I'd previously gone no contact. I just think in my head, I see the montage of times
Yeah,
that
they're like,
he got hit in the face
"Whoa."
with the shaving cream and had the water dumped on him, and it's the warm water on the hand while he's asleep.
Yeah. Whoa, that was bad parenting.
But da-da-da-da. And even though I showed up with real gifts, they had gone ahead with their plan anyways, since the prank gifts were already under the tree, and they somehow thought I'd share in the humor. They thought wrong. I told them they would never be apologizing like this if they weren't being humiliated for their actions, to which they actually agreed and started trashing themselves. Then I asked if the apologies they'd given me before were totally insincere and just a ploy to lure me back into the family. They couldn't say they were or weren't, and I'm not even sure they know anymore. So then I had a very frank discussion with them about my childhood and why I might never want to associate with them ever again. They didn't argue with a single point I made. All the mistreatment, all the favoritism, all the scapegoating. Why? Because I was the unwanted child. I didn't ask to be born, and it sure as heck couldn't have taken that long just for them to realize what kind of steaming piles of crap they were as people. They just sat there looking at the floor while I ranted at them, and my mother was crying and blaming herself and my father started blaming her and saying it all started with her. That's a bad look, Pops. What are you doing?
Well,
That one over there, she wrote me into this.
It wasn't me.
Well,
I
he
swear.
over there, that one over there, he wrote me into this.
It was our son, your brother. It's his fault.
Really, it was way back to the first Cro-Magnon man that we're related to.
It was your great-grandfather.
It was your... My brother, for once in his life, knew when to shut up and accept fault, and when he finally did speak, he owned up to everything. Since it was too late to return the gifts to the store by the time I'd made my post, the presents I took back were left in my garage, just sitting in a pile. I ended up donating all of them to a local church for a charity rummage sale, so all of that stuff went to people other than my relatives. I was chastised by many for taking the gifts back from the kids too, but they were sharing in the delight of laughing at me that day. And now they have a lesson in consequence that it was good to have while still young. That said, my mother kind of negated that by going rogue and bought the exact same tablet DVD combo players for the kids that I did. My father was apparently furious with her at first because she put it all on their credit card. Each of those tablets was around $150, but the fight about it didn't last long. My brother and sister-in-law have been going to marriage counseling, and it's forced my brother to open his eyes. Our parents raised him to be the way he is, but he also kept it up well into adulthood. I've kept moderate contact with my family for the sake of getting to know my little nephew siblings, and they're actually good kids. They don't blame me for taking the gifts back anymore because they understand how angry I was at Christmas.
At least the kids get it.
Yeah, like, hey, at least the kids.
Yeah, they've probably been pranked, and they're like, dude, we get it.
We're not the only ones dealing with this.
Yeah, they're like, ooh.
Kids are they're like smoking out back like they're like a guy working in the kitchen on their lunch break.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, I know there's another prank coming today.
I can't do it. I got a full-time job.
I had my birthday in March at a local pizza parlor, and my family were invited. It was literally their last chance, and shockingly, they did not blow it. Whoa, that is a shocker. They couldn't figure out what to get me, so they gifted me a large card with $100 cash in it and a will do better apology written in the card. They also gave my girlfriend a set of sterling silver earrings, big apology as a makeup for Christmas since she'd refused to see them in person until then. It hasn't really been long enough since then for me to have any other kinds of details other than things seem to be pleasantly normal now. No more pranks. They've even stopped doing them to each other. The whole situation just ruined what made it funny for them to begin with. And by the way, if you want to begin listening to full episodes with stories just like this, then just go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
Just do it.
There you will find us. And
it's funny.
We find ourselves near the end of this story now. Also, for all those who prior commented or DM'd me saying the tablet DVD player combos don't exist, look them up. They do exist. And kids who have them love them. The ones my mother got, my nibblings, have barely left their hands since getting them. Lastly, I did report the office gossip that caused me to get ratted out to my brother to HR. And that was just one thing in a line of complaints against them. So they were finally written up and has been avoiding me as much as possible at work since then. And that is the end of that story.
I'm glad that it somewhat seemingly all worked out.
Yes, it did.
No more pranks, hopefully.